Alright, in the next part of the course, I'll be walking through on client and server-side rendering in Next.js, particularly on how these rendering methods work and their benefits and when to use each one of them. First and foremost, let's understand what is meant by rendering in the context of web development. Rendering is the process of converting lines of code into visual content that users can see and interact with in their browsers. So there are two primary types of rendering. First, we have client-side rendering, CSR. This is when content is generated in the user's browser using JavaScript. The initial HTML sent from the server is minimal, and the browser has to load and execute JavaScript to render the full page. On the other hand, we have server-side rendering. In contrast, SSR means that server generates the full HTML for a page and sends it to the client. This means we will be getting a fully rendered page immediately, leading to faster load times for the initial request. Understanding these rendering types is essential as we explore how Next.js handles them. Now let's discuss client-side rendering in more detail. So, in this model, the browser receives a minimal HTML document along with JavaScript file, and browser has to download the entire application before it can show anything. And the JavaScript is responsible for rendering the entire app in the browser. So let's see what are the pros of this particular model. So CSR offers a highly interactive user experience and is well suited for single page applications like Facebook. After the initial load, the user can navigate without refreshing the page thanks to React's component-based architecture. And let's have a look at the cons right here. So the initial load time can be slower since browser has to download and execute JavaScript before displaying any content. And SEO can suffer because search engines may struggle to index dynamically generated content. So in summary, CSR is ideal for applications where interactivity is a priority and SEO is not a major concern. So now let's look at the server-side rendering. So with SSR, the content is generated on the server for each request. So when a user requests a page, the server processes the request, fetches the necessary data, and sends back a fully rendered HTML page. So let's look at the pros right here. It enhances SEO since search engines can easily crawl and index the pre-rendered HTML. And SSR improves the initial load time because users receive a fully rendered content right away, resulting in a faster time to first page. And on the other side, the cons right here, SSR cannot handle browser events like state management and other hooks. And since the server needs to do more work for each request, which can lead to increased load times during peak usage. When deciding between client-side rendering and server-side rendering, here are a few key points to consider for each approach. So when to use CSR right here? So it is first when SEO isn't a priority. CSR is well suited for applications where SEO is a major concern, such as private dashboards or apps behind authentication. And also when you're building a highly interactive applications, you need to use CSR when your app requires complex client-side interactions such as dashboards, social media apps, or single-page applications where interactivity is a priority. And also when we are dealing with real-time updates like trading charts, tracking deliveries as it handles rapid dynamic content changes without constantly reloading the page from the server. So when exactly should we use server on the other hand when SEO is important? So we need to use SSR when search engine optimization is crucial, and also pre-rendered content ensures that web crawlers can easily index your pages, which is important for blogs, news sites, and e-commerce stores. And faster time to first print. If you want to deliver content as quickly as possible, SSR helps by sending a fully rendered HTML page to the client on the initial request, leading to a faster page load. And also, dynamic real-time data. So SSR is great for applications that need to serve frequently changing data, such as e-commerce product listings, where real-time inventory or pricing needs to be fetched on every request. So Next.js makes it easy to mix and match CSR and SSR, allowing you to optimize different parts of the application for performance and SEO. So in conclusion, both client-side rendering and server-side rendering have their own strengths and weaknesses. Next.js makes it easy to implement both methods, allowing you to build applications that meet your performance and SEO needs. By understanding the differences and knowing when to apply each method, you can create efficient and user-friendly applications.